Hello everyone, it's Animation4. Welcome back to some more Omnifactory. I've been keeping busy since last time. Been doing a lot of stuff in here. Actually, I haven't been doing a lot of stuff in here. I've been coming in here to dump off stuff and then leave. But have had it continue working, producing iridium, tungsten, osmium, and actually a bunch of salt too. Doing a lot of salt production because apparently that's really important. That's where most of our chlorine comes from. So I actually did a bunch of salt mining. Just mined out a huge thing of it till I couldn't carry anymore. Been processing that away, and now we got a bunch. So we're going to be using that. And also I got a lot of borax. So boron is not going to be a concern. Today, we're going to do what I said we were going to do last time, which is a surprise twist. We're going to work on automating rocket fuel. Because I feel like at some point we're going to have to get a lot of stuff from these early miners. And I also said last time we were going to skip tier 3. I don't think we can actually skip tier 3, specifically because of these exquisite emeralds, which are used to make engraved crystal chiplets, which make crystal CPUs, which make the fourth and final tier 5 circuits. And I think that's needed in the quest for tier 6. Yes. We need those fancy emerald things. We need these. The only place to get them is here. It's the only place to get exquisite emeralds. And they are required for the engraved crystal chip, which is required for the crystal CPU, which is required for the crystal circuit. Unless you have that nonsense, which we don't. So we do need to do that eventually, and that's going to take rocket fuel. We're going to automate the process of rocket fuel. Should be pretty easy. I have all the things I need here. Again, the question now comes down to where the heck do we put it? But doing things over here in liquids. So we might actually, over here would be a logical place to put things. This is where we have the automated resin setup, which has basically been sitting idle since I haven't been supplying it with a constant supply of salt. And I haven't been supplying it with a constant supply of salt because we have like a couple hundred buckets of resin, and I don't think we need much more than that. But this place has an upstairs. Why haven't I been upstairs? Well, because upstairs is kind of gross. There's a big hole in the roof, and there's like snow everywhere, and it's all broken, but it does have some flowers. So we could start using this upstairs area to do some of our strange liquid processing. I think, do we actually have space between floors? We don't have space between floors, but the floor is too tall. So we can take out one layer and be left with space below. But the big thing is I have to actually like fix the roof. It's a big leak in the roof. Snow everywhere. Whatever these things are, I don't even know what these are. It's just stuff. I gotta clean. And cleaning's annoying, but I will do the cleaning. You've probably been wondering what this little tiny red dot on my head is. Well, if I hit a button on my keyboard, I now have access to my ME terminal. Why is this? Because I put a little red dot on my head. You just gotta put a little red dot on your head. I made a wireless crafting terminal, which was a little bit harder to set up than I thought. The recipe itself is fine. A bunch of steps. And then you actually need a wireless terminal. Here's my wireless access point right here. Massive old range of 16. And then I'm clearly more than 16 blocks away. You get an infinity booster card, which you can either make, or I think the Ender Dragon drops them. They're not super expensive. Drop it in there, and you got wireless crafting. Very cool. Another little quality of life thing, if you look at my staff of traveling right now, I have 970,000 power. If I go back home, all of a sudden, I have full power. Whoa. I put a wireless charger right below the floor here. So whenever I come back to this place, any chargeable stuff I'm carrying just refills. I don't have to worry about it. It's very convenient. And yeah. So what you doing over there? Oh, it's another one of these. They're just riding off cliffs. Like I said, inevitably, we're gonna end up with nothing but skeleton horses. I thought it was lightning, but I'm like, wait, it's not. Doesn't look like lightning out. It's clean up here. Diversions aside, it's clean up here. And I have stuff down already for some of this auto rocket fuel. We have a lot of floor space, so I'm using that to my advantage. We have side 1 here, which does, or is going to do, ammonia and the final processing, and this side handles all the chlorine-based stuff, including the electrolyzing of the salt. Once I get a drawer and put it like right here. Something like that. So let's go through this as it's gonna function. I think I can actually do this. If I go, how do I make ammonia? Ammonia is hydrogen and nitrogen. So if I go into here and I say hydrogen, I cannot. Oh, darn. I thought you could just like drag it from there, but that must be something else that you can do that. Darn. I'm gonna grab some fluids then. Let's see. Fluid shopping. We need hydrogen. We need nitrogen. I believe we need oxygen. We need methanol. I think those are the big 4. If I need more, I'll get it later. So over here, I believe I actually need this to have a circuit in it. Yes, a configuration circuit 1. We grab a configuration circuit, set it to 1, drop it in there. We tell this I want hydrogen and nitrogen. And I should probably connect this up to everything else, shouldn't I? Yeah, that'd be smart. What's this whole, like, connect it to the rest of the system nonsense? I don't know what that's about. So you got the nitrogen and hydrogen. Those are going to get pulled out here. I just tell this to extract, filter nitrogen. Extract always. Down here, filter hydrogen. Extract always. We got the fluids. So these then get processed into ammonia and is stored in a big old drum because ammonia is used in a few places. It should start doing that. Yes. Oops. So we got ammonia. 4 buckets worth. The ammonia is going to go into this, and it's also going to go into this one. Yes. So have the ammonia be pulled out on one channel. Have it be pulled out in the purple channel, because it is a nice purple color. Be dumped into here. Insert purple. Right here, insert purple. The other thing the ammonia needs is methanol, which you'll get straight from the system through right here. I could also pull it out from here, but Here's the methanol. It's going to extract on orange, and it's just going to insert right here. Tell it to go. Methanol's going in there. Do I need a circuit for that? I do not. So that's going to produce water and dimethylamine. Yes. The dimethylamine has to go one way, the water has to go another way. Over in this land, actually we'll go over here. This is where the salt comes in. You grab some salt to see it working. I'm actually also going to move the CEF to the other side for a little bit nicer cable management. At some point, I need to have cables run overhead here. I'm just going to do that right here. All right. So the salt goes here, gets electrolyzed. The items, do this. It's going to extract from here on green. It's going to insert here on green. It's going to extract from here on brown. It's going to insert here on brown. So you put in the salt. The sodium ends up going back into the system through... I need more ME conduits. Do I have any ME conduits? I need to make more ME conduits. We'll worry about that later. Chlorine gets extracted into the chemical reactor, where we get chlorine gets combined with water, which I don't think I have any. No. Let me prepare some stuff real quick. Okay. Will this work? Probably not. I'm probably missing like a bunch of steps in here. But we got something. Let me grab a bit more salt just so we can get some chlorine coming in here. I had already processed all the chloramine. I do need a circuit here, and it'll start producing more chlorine, or it'll produce hydrochloric acid from this, which then goes into the electrolyzer to produce more chlorine. So it kind of creates a feedback loop here. It produces the hypochlorous acid. So we're waiting on the purple line to start extracting. Set this to round robin. It's been going. We already have 324 buckets. Tell that to pull. These will both start going. You got chloramine there and water there. It should be extracting the water on red. Extract, red, always active. That's not water. I used oxygen instead of water. Oops. So in the final production before the mixing process, we got HCl, which needs to extract on light blue. It's light blue. I'm out of filters. Cool. I've gone through a lot of these filters. A lot of buckets. You're just pulling out hydrochloric acid. Always. Diluted hydrochloric acid. Oh, shoot. I thought you got the good stuff. You don't get the good stuff. Darn. I need another line for that. There it goes. Okay, the diluted hydrochloric acid is going into the distillery. Going into here to be undiluted and made back into chlorine to be made into chloramine. Last, the 1,1-dimethylhydrazine. I need one more filter. Here, I have a bucket of chlorine. I'm going to block the diluted hydrochloric acid here. Tell it to always extract. And there it goes into the mixer, where it will produce the rocket fuel. Aha! It's that easy. So simple. Done. Lovely. Definitely needs some efficiency upgrades. This distillery is actually a huge bottleneck, it looks like. But kind of got to let it run for a while to really actually see all that stuff. So I'm going to let it run for a while. Yeah. And of course, could always use more salt. All right, I've done the thing. I've made the rocket. I can throw it in here. Yada, yada, yada. It's all good. I need more fluid. The fuel's working fine. It's at the point where it just needs more salt. It's all going great. But that's not why you're here. You're not here to see me make like progress like this. Throw this in and have it do the thing once it's full up on fuel. Yeah, you see that? You're here to see me go on tangents. We're gonna go on a tangent. The tangent starts with a circle of solarium, machine chassis in the middle, 4 tungsten steel plates, and a bunch of heads. If I remember the position of these right, because I think it matters. Cool. We got a soul binder. So the soul binder we're going to use for a very specific purpose. Drop it right here. It needs a capacitor. I'll make a double A. It doesn't really matter. I don't anticipate this having energy issues. I also don't know why I'm doing it in here. That in. Get that. Looks like it needs levels? Question mark. I want to take this and I want to put this on it. Is that allowed? Use player XP. Ooh. Did it spin? We got Sentient Ender. We're going to take this. We're going to put it here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to make a Stellar Axe. From here, we're going to make some Empowered upgrades. The best I have is an Empowered 2. You do have to make some more Empowered. I would like Empowered 5. That's the goal. How expensive is that? Dark steel plates, pulsating dust. Powered 5 just takes an Enderman head. Oh, that's real cheap. So let me just grab 1, 2, 3. Some pulsating dust. 1, 2, 3. I'll explain my tangent in a little bit. Don't worry about it. For right now, we're going on a tangent. So it should just be Empowered 3, Empowered 4. That one need a soul binder. Tormented Enderman. Ah, slice and spice. You. Machines are gross. And then we mix this with that. Do that. Then I need to charge them all. Just right-clicking with enough experience. And then take the axe, drop it in here. Right. Take the axe over here. Empowered. Empowered 2, 3, 4, 5. Powered 5. All right, time to talk about the tangent. So, this is totally unnecessary, but I just kind of want to do it. Well, not totally unnecessary, slightly necessary. I was browsing our inventory, as you do, saying, look at all this cool stuff I have. Trying to figure out what to do with it. And I realized we're kind of low on hydrogen. Not anymore. It's gone up a little bit. But compared to like nitrogen and oxygen, which I have 2 drums worth, plus an additional drum that's not shown, hydrogen's kind of low. So look at our sources of hydrogen. We have the little plant over here that's electrolyzing water. It goes real slow, but it does get us some hydrogen. This is where most of our hydrogen is. But we're using hydrogen a lot for processing titanium and also tungsten, and also for the new rocket fuel plant. The other source of titanium is actually over here. I added it recently. The wood gas gets distilled and you get some hydrogen out of that. And I was like, this is kind of going slow over here. So I analyzed the system, and this system's kind of like running dry. Again, obviously not right this minute, but this tank is basically empty all the time, and I want to improve on it. So we're going to do that. we have this one tree farm here up on the roof of this building. And I kind of like how it looks. I want to add another tree farm. I know it's fairly unnecessary, but we can do it so much better than this. This is like, what's the term? Basic. It's early stuff. We can do so much better than this. We're crafting stone hoes and axes to use for everything. We can do so much better than that. So I made another farming station. I'm gonna choose a roof to put it on. I don't know why there's a solar panel there. I don't need that anymore. That's not that roof, obviously. I haven't chosen a roof yet. But this is where it's like, oh, I was supposed to make decisions, wasn't I? I was thinking this one. This one would be cool because it's very up high. And this structure here doesn't do anything anyway. So let's just do this one. Let's do this one. Why not? I can use this quartz for something because I'm always low on nether quartz. And what's going to make this one different is we actually have a hoe and an axe to use for the farm. We also have power already getting up here, so it makes it a little bit easier. So where's the center? Center would be here, this way. So the center is here. Obviously, we can't center it perfectly, but we can get as close as possible. And put it right here. In terms of... Oh, we only have one layer to work with before we break into the ceiling here. In terms of powering this, as you see, I just made two tools, a stellar axe and a dark backhoe. They both have the highest level of empowered they can get, mending and unbreaking 3. So what that's going to do is, as you see right down over possible upgrades, it says 95% damage absorbed by power, 85% damage absorbed by power. So for the most part, when they get used, they're going to use the power, but it's going to use a little bit of efficiency. And then what these actually do is once the things run out of power, they get dropped over here into the output. We're going to pull from that and put them into a wired charger to recharge them. Of course, over time, they're going to degrade. That's why they have mending. So it's going to run out of power first, well before it gets even low on durability. So it's just going to mend up a tiny bit in this tank. It's not going to use the solidified experience. It's going to use... oh, that's not even worth it. It's going to use the extraterrestrial matter. No, actually, overworldian matter is better. You can use this stuff, because I have so much of this stuff. And it'll charge it back up, so it gets back in here, full and ready to go. I want to expand this out a little bit more. This is my... workspace. I can put things that won't be interrupted by trees. Oops. My original test for this used like just a back and forth system where it's like, oh, you're out of power, go there. Up, you're out of thing, go there. But turns out you can only really pull once it ends up down here. And that happens when it runs out of power, so might as well do both. And really, I shouldn't need much else. What I will do, though, this is kind of a catch-all situation. We're going to put a power item filter in here, which lets you pull things based on their power level. We're going to say if you're less than 25% power. And all that's really going to do is take things that use power. It's not going to pull like the saplings or the logs because they don't have a power rating. Going to pull them. It's going to drop them in here. Let's go to insert. That's going to always extract. Once it's done charging, it's going to pop over to this one, and it will be extractable again. So it's going to extract and put it in here. Once it's filled up, it's going to drop down from this spot to this spot, which is going to make it extractable again. So there's not really anything else we have to do besides that. But we have to get power up here and water. I can do the endervoir. And this really should be all we need. It will run much faster than that one because, as you can see, a single axe doesn't chomp down all the trees, so it needs like a few goes at it, so it's pretty slow. So it should be relatively quick. It gets the water in there. We just need capacitors to put in here, and then saplings, and then to, you know, put the dirt. I think that should do it. Not sure how this is going to look from a distance, but we'll see once some actual saplings get down and things get going. Drop these in. Being placed down. See, the hoe is used 1 durability. It's at 5 or 3 now. It's used about 3k RF. So, yeah, it's going. You already have a tree. Show you what happens next once the tree gets harvested. So now we got wood. What do we do with it? Well, we put it in this ender chest. Why do we put it in this ender chest? Well, because. So for this, I need to make sure that it doesn't get this stuff. I think I want to put a filter to blacklist those. So an extract filter. Grab these real quick. Put them block. Insert here. It will start pulling out, theoretically, once I set it to always active. But it's very slow, so I'm going to drop some speed upgrades in. And it should clear it out pretty quick, because it chops a lot of wood very fast. So it's going to go into this ender chest, which isn't doing anything. Wonderful. You broke it. The idea being, this ender chest is connected back over here to this main system, where I must have not hit the extract button. And it will get pulled out of this ender chest and put into its corresponding bins here to be dealt with accordingly, made into more axes and sent it to the pyrolase ovens. Yeah. Look at it go. So there we go. That's it, all working. And I'm guessing we're going to see the axe needs some recharging. No, not anytime soon. It's used 100k out of 2.5 million. It is plenty good. The hoe is actually going to be first. 20. It's very sporadic. Still 20. Still 20. 16. It's gone. It's in here being charged. Boom. All mended, fully repaired, ready to go. One thing I did forget, I was going to put an interface on this. Real quick. I actually don't know if it's going to work just like this. So I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to put the interface right here. We're going to tell it we want some of this stuff. And then we're going to extract this stuff into the tank. Oh, that connected to all the things. That. And then just run a conduit line. Back inside. There's no ME system up here. Yay. It should be a nice and functional tree farm. And it's pretty symmetrical too. The center area is a 4x4, so it works. Yeah, it looks from a distance. Oh yeah, look at our rooftop tree farms. Ooh, big tree. Yeah. And again, this is pretty much entirely unnecessary. The only thing we're getting out of this is the charcoal byproducts, which, like, sure, but again, why? Yeah, I could probably speed this up to Eevee and it would process all the stuff down there faster. But again, these drums are pretty much full, so like, why? Guess it's all for the hydrogen. That's all I really want. And with that, tangent done. Cool. This must have a side limitation then. A per side limitation on how much it can do. Well, once this is done, we'll grab our loot. Silver, gold, almandine, aluminum, iron, silicon, oxygen. Okay. And end the episode here. We went on a tangent. We made some rocket fuel. Pretty exciting stuff. Next time, I'll probably progress down this line of exquisite emeralds, make some engraved crystal chips, crystal CPUs, and potentially get towards the fourth and final tier 5 circuit. Maybe. We'll see. Thanks for watching. See you next time.